Well, had a fun day yesterday. Went to a local car show at road course out here, and we drove around the track a couple times, low speed. It was fun. So this video is the start of me tearing this thing apart. It's not that I'm bored with it. So I feel like I want another project, but yet I don't want to take on another project, so I think I'll just do some crazy things to this one. And I can't really explain everything I'm going to do because I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I think I'm going to do some paint work. I'm going to do some red splashes. I've always wanted to do some graphics. I'm not really an artist, so I can't really dream up stuff like that. So that's why I just do things one color. But I seen I've always had an idea of some splashes of red to go with the brakes and the dash. And I seen one online that I think I want to kind of copy. So anyway, I think I'm going to do some red splashes. And one of the reasons I want to repaint it is because of the body work. Anytime you do body work with this fiberglass, it shrinks back, so certain places like where this emblem used to be, you can always see where it is. And like where the door handles were deleted. See that? Nasty. Just hate it. Hate how that looks. So everywhere we did something, you can see where the gas lid used to be. It all ends up showing through. And on a light color you won't ever see it, but on this black, there it is. You do see it. Anyway. So I think I'll get rid of it. And then, I'm happy with the whole car, how it drives and everything. Nothing to be changed that way. I've never been able to use the traction control because it just gets such good traction. By the way, I had a guy offer to buy this thing from me yesterday for twice of what I built it for. And I turned him down. So, and I may do some changes with this touch pad controller here. I like the tablet, that works good. It's just getting kind of old already. It's already kind of old school. And I may or may not change that. The mirror, the small little LCD right there. I can't hardly see it good enough with my eyes. Close up. It's such a small screen for my rear view. So I end up just using the rear view itself, which I can see behind there. Pretty good. But I'm going to do some other changes, so I'm going to look into a rear view camera, which is maybe Wi-Fi or Bluetooth that hooks into that tablet, or get a bigger LCD screen, better resolution, where my eyes can see that well enough. The cooling. I always wish I had a cool fresh air vent in this thing. The cooling tubes go through the tunnel, and so that tunnel ends up getting heat soaked. And I always wished I had some fresh air vents. So I may look into it. There's not much room up there to do anything, but I still kind of wish I would figure something out. The AC is always been kind of half-assed. It's never really worked real well. And I don't really live in a hot place, so if I just had fresh air. In fact, some guys even put the cooling tubes around the outside, inside here. Who knows, maybe I'll do that and free up the room in there, get the heat out of there. Have fresh air going through the center of that tunnel. It's a thought. And so one thing I do know I'm going to check out is I'm going to put a supercharger on this thing. So I'm just about ready to get rid of the fresh air intake, take that off, pull the intake off, pull the seats out of it, get that waterfall out back there, get rid of the seatbelt bar, take the window out, and see if a supercharger will fit on there. Now if it does, there's going to be a lot of changes. I'm going to have to take the window out. I'm going to have to do something different with my seat belt, my harness, bar, and add a water system for the intercooler, fans, intercooler itself. So anyway, and then along with that, I think I'm going to send the 5-speed back to Mendiola and let them go through it and sell it, and then get me a sequential shift. So, you know, and that I'll end up having to redo the bottom end in the motor for the boost. So that's what we're looking at, guys. Some big changes coming up. I gotta get a new splitter from Factory 5 and then put something on the bottom of it so it doesn't get shaved off by the road all the time. And yeah, so other than that, that's about it, but that's some big changes right there. So it's really got to be torn apart. You know, the whole back end's going to be torn apart and the motor's going to come out if in fact the supercharger fits in there, and if in fact I can make an interior fit around it. And then I gotta dream up, you know, where all the cooling system goes for it. Get some fresh air ventilation through there. So there's a lot on my mind. Things we're gonna do here. The only thing wrong under here is that oil pan. It's always seeped a little bit. So it's going to be one thing. Look forward to fixing. This motor was in a wreck previously. So I think the oil pan actually has a crack in it. Get the seats out. There's how my amps are tucked in there. This Hazel's puppy getting big. One of the puppies, she had 9 of them. Oh, I just wanted to show. Oh, by the way, there's the sub box sitting in there. How simple this interior. It's hard to see because it's so dark in here, and it's so tight. One screw right there. And then 2 right here. It's not a tight fit. But those screws hold that whole thing in there. Pretty cool, huh? And then this piece comes out of there too. And that covers up my roll cage. So next I'm going to get this waterfall out of here and get this harness bar gone. And probably pull this rear shield out of here. Get the headliner out of the way. Everything goes alright, I'm going to end up selling this cold air intake. And you can see, ow, my back, how that sits in there right in front of that intake. And I have it bolted down right inside there, you can kind of see. And then right here, it's bolted down to that tube, and it works good. It's nice and stout. And all sits in there and looks good. So don't hit me up yet. I just wanted to film it before I tore it apart. There it is. So, a couple layers deep here. Came apart not too bad. Everything looked good once I got it, underneath it. Got the catch cans gone. Intake is gone. This firewall's gone. This cover that goes over this tank is gone. So next I'm gonna get the intake off of there. It's going for it, huh? Well, so far so good on the teardown. No surprise. No surprises. Well, here it is. The Whipple WAX 200 AX 3.3 liter. Capable of 30 pounds of boost, which we're not going there. Sitting on top of a water to air intercooler. So we'll have to do some plumbing, mounting some heat exchangers somewhere. Yeah, we'll see if it fits. See if we can make it work. No guarantees. Nobody said it would work. Well, there it is. Kind of fits. Barely. Holy crap. Yeah, I may get away with not doing anything on the rear hatch. Everything just kind of barely fits underneath there. That's what it looks like inside. And when I'm sitting in there, you know, it's not going to be in the way, except for I don't have a window there anymore. I may put two small windows, you know, one behind each seat. There's a little spot to look through, you know, on each side of that. We'll see. Yeah, one thing I noticed already is the water pump is in the way of this bracket. So, my first problem. Barely fits. And I got like a finger, you know, almost a finger. Almost a finger in between the glass. And same thing with the throttle body. I'm going to be getting a different throttle body. I think they make an aftermarket throttle body, which is a little bit larger and more appropriate for what I'm doing here. If not, we'll use that one. Anyway, man, so far so good. I'm kind of pleased that I may not have to modify this thing, I guess. And at least it fits in here. Wow. Pretty crazy. Yeah, I gotta figure out a new intake where I'm gonna suck in cold air from. All kinds of stuff. Anyway, don't that look cool? That blue is going to be gone. It's just protective coating over the top of that. All right. So far, so good, I guess.